So the KZ2s will be heading out onto the circuit very shortly. I can see them here from the commentary box lining up just outside on that line, ready to head out onto the circuit. But the grid for the KZ2 is as follows. Starting on the front row on pole position, Joe Charlton with Miles Murphy starting on the second row. We had a word with him earlier on, which you saw in one of the breaks. Ryan Cannon starting in third place with Lee Ward in fourth. James Glenister in fifth place with Tom Longfield in sixth place. Seventh place, Ashley Lewis with Daniel Gould in eighth place. Ryan Dones in ninth. Lee Hasler in 10th place. Alan Kennan in 11th place with Chad Shiner in 12th place on the grid. The last of the grid is rounding up as Dan Kelly in 13th, Darren Allen in 14th place, Peter Brickcliffe in 15th, and in 16th place, Adam Barber here for the KZ2 finals.
So this is going to, this should be a 15-minute race. I'm looking at, yeah, I think the final duration 15 minutes plus a lap according to the program. Well, we'll soon see by the race clock that appears. I'll pay more attention to the race clock that appears at the top of the screen at the start of this one.
So drivers going around again for another
2 rolling laps in KZ2 just to get the, because again the tyres really need to be warmed up, and it's a standing start. They need to warm the karts and the engines up as well. And of course, you know, there is Joe Charlton alongside Miles Murphy, Ryan Cannon, Lee Ward, James Glenister, Tom Longfield. So Charlton, again, after taking a break from karting last year, comes back, first round of the British Championship, finds himself starting on pole for the final. What about James Glenister, though? James Glenister, he's been so quick, and then he's very inconsistent performance. Miles Murphy has been getting quicker and quicker, but hasn't made it to the top step yet. The wins have been shared between Charlton and Glenister. But Murphy starts alongside him, and then other drivers to watch out for. Longfield, Tom Longfield in kart number 17. Again, another driver's been very, very quick. And Dan Kelly from the back of the field. He's had all sorts of problems. He got involved in that incident with Adam Barber. And I think Barber has been penalised because, or has had a penalty because he is starting right at the back of the number 64 CRG kart. But he should be coming through as well. Let's see. So, 16 drivers, the KZ2 final. Joe Charlton on the left in kart number 15. Miles Murphy on the right in kart number 6. And
we've had a staller in the back. It looks like it's the 33, Darren Allen. He's out the kart and he's trying to bump start it. They're sending the drivers around again.
Yes, quite sensibly as well, because, you know, now can he get that kart started? Will it go?
I think the 64 is going to give him a bump.
Is he going to try to? That's very spoiling. Or is he just...
Has he just stalled it himself?
No, he hasn't. I think he's... Nope, he's not. If he gives him a bump, he could do his nose cone. That's the problem.
Yeah.
No, there's the air boxes coming off. There's... oh, hang on a sec. Give his hand. You know, what there? Something stopped. How am I going to get this number 33 kart? And of course, no assistance allowed because the official can't give assistance, and the race director... Yep, there's the universal signal for es ist kaputt.
Das Auto ist kaputt.
Yes, das Auto ist kaputt. And to the marshal post I go. So what's the rest of the racing? Oh, such a shame for number 33, Darren Allen, one of the 2 rookies in the race. It was his first national championship meeting, and it ends with a bird's eye, a grandstand view of the final, but only because he is, because he's not in it.
Yeah. You got to think what that does to the other drivers as well. For the drivers at the front, they didn't know what was going on behind. They're right there, lined up on the grid, ready for that light to go out, and then they get sent round again. They're like, oh.
Yes, like, the adrenaline builds up, and then it subsides, and you've got to go again. So, you know, what has that done to Joe Charlton's nerves?
Yeah.
I mean, I know these are the senior, most experienced drivers in the championship, but still, you're starting on pole for a British Championship round. You're going to have those butterflies, those great butterflies that all drivers have while you're waiting on the grid for the race to start. Engine notes rise. Lights are out. Off we go. It's a great start from Charlton. It's a poor start from Murphy. And Cannon is going to go into second place as they go through turn number 1. Out onto the back straight, Charlton leads Cannon in that red and white Birrell chassis for the Andy Fairless race team, getting alongside almost as some of there's a spinner down at the back. I think that was one of the Rush Performance karts, the Maranello karts, having a problem, but it's a good start for the pole man, and we are underway, and trying to find out who that was that spun at the start. But Murphy in third. It's the number
24.
It's Ashley Lewis who is out of the race.
Yeah, started in 7th place, and that's not the way you want to start the final here. The timer is 15 minutes
there we
for
go,
this
we're
race.
right, there we
We're right this time for the start of this one as they go through. Good starts from all the way around. It was a good start I saw from Daniel Gordy. Managed to get around some of the other karts as well. He moved up one position. I think he's dropped back down now, though. But here at the front, it's the 2 leaders. You've got the 15 and you've got the 10 as well. Ryan Cannon, who started just behind the man we're watching here as the number 6 of Miles Murphy. Yeah, down the inside of the number 2 of James Glenister. Now at the front here.
Battle for the lead into the Stewart S's that aren't the S's, just into Stewart. We'll just call that there as Ryan Cannon takes the lead for the first time all weekend. I was going to say as well that James Glenister, that kart has been off and on all day. It's on for the final. That's good news. And Glenister is coming forward, so there's another contender to add to the list. Now, Ryan Cannon hasn't led at all this weekend so far. Now he finds himself in top spot, 13.5 minutes to go. Plenty of rivals right behind him. Is he going to be able to pull away, or is Charlton going to come straight back? And there goes Murphy. So Murphy, great overtake there on the number 2 kart of Glenister, and Tom Longfield capitalises to push it back. Here comes Longfield again.
Down the inside. I don't think Miles was expecting that.
No.
And of course he's dropped now a good few more positions as well. So the 17 at the front of this pack in 3rd place. So Tom Longfield now wanting to try and catch up to the 2 at the front, because 3rd place is good in a final, but 1st is better.
Oh yes, why do we want to be on the bottom step of the podium when the top is there for the taking? He's thinking the top 2 are breaking clear a little bit though, but now what can Longfield do? So Longfield needs to keep Glenister, Ward and Murphy behind him for a lap or 2 to let him get into a rhythm and to see how much pace he has got. Because if Glenister, and there goes Murphy, so Murphy has been really aggressive, lots of overtaking from Miles Murphy. He goes back past Lee Ward coming into McRae's. And Longfield, there comes Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly moves past the number 37 kart of Lee Hasler. But, you know, again, Longfield was having to defend from James Glenister. You know, Longfield, he needs that sort of a lap or 2 to get a rhythm together, because rhythm is so important in these KZ2 karts. You know, you can really flow from one lap to another. And that rhythm will get spoiled every time someone dives up and inside, because, again, at a circuit like this, we've seen the 2 most common overtaking positions are going into the hairpins, which by virtue of the nature of the corner, which means you're pulling out, you're standing on the brakes at the apex, slowing yourself down, you're slowing the driver you're overtaking down, and then you're going flipping back up through the gearbox on the straight. Meanwhile, you've lost a lot of rhythm and you've lost a lot of ground. So, you know, Longfield, he does look as though he's sort of kept Glenister at bay at the moment, and there's a great view, and that shows how fast those karts are going down the hill. You know, 30 gear changes a lap in just over about 1,030 metres, the length of this circuit, and speeds of up to 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, very quick for a circuit round here. 11 minutes left on the timer as they go through. You still have your 2 at the front. It's Ryan Cannon, Joe Charlton, I should say, Tom Longfield, James Glenister, Miles Murphy and Lee Ward are the top 6 at the moment. These 2 still breaking away at the front. The fastest driver on circuit, though, that last lap was Tom Longfield with a 43.30. There it is, that it pops up on your screen now for the people at home. So he is closing that gap. It's 0.6 of a second is the gap now, and you can see it from that drone shot there. The gap is coming in, and now he's going to want to get to the front of these guys. Ryan and Joe really need to have a head on a swivel, I would say. Yep,
and Joe Charlton is going to be, the tension is going to be ratcheted up to 11 on the tension scale, because Charlton is going to see this number 17 kart coming in. Of course, Charlton has been leading most of the weekend so far. Glenister is there in 4th position. Murphy is 5th. And then Kenyon in 6th, Lee Ward 7th, Dan Kelly up to 8th, then Ryan Dones 9th, Lee Hasler 10th, Gould 11th, then Chad Shiner, Adam Barber and Peter Brickcliffe are the remaining runners, and we have a 3-kart battle for the race lead as Longfield is taking in 3 or 4 laps. I said he needed to come up, and there's the move. So Charlton, he could sense the danger coming, and get out of harm's way. Yeah, gets that car in between them, so good move there. And he's going to hope that now that Ryan Cannon is going to defend from Longfield, and they'll battle amongst themselves and allow Charlton to get away, because it does look at the moment that Longfield's the fastest kart on track in this race, and he makes the move early. Well, so the gap is now 0.3 of a second between first and second. The Kart in second is faster than the race leader at the moment.
Yeah, so looking so comfortable out there is the number 17 of Tom Longfield. He's set consistent fast times out there at the moment. He's not improved the lap time this time around, but he is still the fastest driver out on circuit. 9 minutes left on the timer. Plenty of time to close that little gap that there is there. 0.3 of a second that he's got to the man in front of Joe Charlton. And of course, if those two start scrapping again, I suspect there's going to be some good defensive driving here.
Because Charlton was very, very leery coming out of that first chicane. He got, the back of the car was fish turning around the place. He just bounced across the circuit from one curb to the other. Kart and settle. Miles Murphy, 43.17, running in 5th position for the Moore Racing team. Sam Moore's going to be doing his nut out on the banking somewhere as his driver closes in with 8.5 minutes to go. Anthony, we have got 1.59 seconds separating the top 5. Still anyone's race.
It is, yes. You can see the top 5 here coming into the final corner now. And again, it's still a bit of a 2x2 by Billy No Mates on his own in 5th place at the moment.
Sorry, Miles.
Yeah. But as they go through, just over 8 minutes left on the clock, it's still the 15 and the 17 battling it out. Joe Charlton, Tom Longford. Tom, I think I've got my money on him on this one. He's set those quick times out there already. He looks smooth in the kart while he's out there. He looks comfortable. He looks calm out there at the moment. And I feel he's just got something in the bag that he hasn't released yet.
Yeah, the drivers that are struggling, I think of the top 5, it looks like Ryan Cannon is the driver that is struggling the most. He had such a great start. There goes Glenister to the inside. That was a new place to pass. It was a very risky place, but Glenister didn't quite make the move stick. Here comes Murphy again, and Murphy's been very aggressive, but he's been passed, repassed, passed, repassed. Again, you say he's got something in the bag. You don't say that, because the Motorsport UK drug squad here this weekend. No one's got anything in any bags. Honestly, on that. But Longfield is there in second place. He checks over his shoulder again. He checks over to see he's got some clean air, so now he can set Charlton up for a move. If Cannon was there, and Cannon is defending 3rd place, and look at that, just one move from Glenister that didn't work has got Cannon on the defensive, and the gap has grown to 1.7 seconds between the top 2 and the Scotsman Ryan Cannon in kart number 10 running in 3rd place. Now behind the top 5, you've still got Dan Kelly up in scissors. When are we going to see the number 3 cars? There we are. Look at that, just on cue. Flashes into view. So Dan Kelly, last year's Super 4 gearbox champion.
Battling away there on his own as well. And this group of 3 now have closed back up. The final spot for the podium. You see Miles Murphy there. He did start on the front row in 2nd place. Now back here in 5th place. So dropping a few positions down. But again, it is a tough competition out there. It's the slightest mistake, the slightest misgear, and it's you are down the field. Just over 6 minutes left on the clock. So we've still got quite a few laps in here for this one. As they go through again, they just seem to be in a nice train at the moment. Even though they're battling for technically the last spot on the podium, they just seem a little calm.
Yes, indeed. And of course, every time that you see the drivers coming into McRae's hairpin, you've got on the side of the circuit Ashley Lewis, helmet on, just slumped on the barriers, watching this unfold, thinking, I could be there, that could have been me. But there's always next time. Dan Kelly is in 6th all on his own, but 7th. Here comes a move from Glenister. Ooh, and Ryan Cannon chops him off. Going into Stewart. Murphy, what does Miles Murphy do? I would say that Miles Murphy, who's got the fast lap of the race so far? I think it is a 43.02 for Glenister, but Murphy's in a 43.1. It's a 43.02 for Joe. I think for Joe Charlton. I think Murphy's probably as quick, if not quicker, than the race leader. The problem he's had is that every time he's made a pass, he's been passed back and he's never got into clear air, and it all stems from that he didn't get a great start.
No, he didn't, and it's one of the pains on that one. Here's the move. No, can't quite do it here. It looked like Longfield there was going to go down the inside of Charlton at Stewart, but he didn't do it there as they close up now here as well. The number 10 and the number 2. This is the battle for it's the battle for 3rd place. It's I think one of the timings has gone wrong. I thought that was battle for 2nd then. Yeah, battle for 3rd.
It was one of those where I think that Longfield he put the crosshairs on Joe Charlton, and he didn't quite pull the trigger.
No, yeah, it was a half pull there, wasn't it? So as they go through, has a quick look behind him just to make sure that there's no one there.
Yep.
That means get ready for a move. Dan Kelly, new fastest time.
Just caught James Glenister as well. Glenister looking over his shoulder. I think James Glenister is in trouble. Looking down where Kelly is, and oh, there's somebody off in the barriers at the outside of the circuit. There's somebody who's pulled off their cart, and we'll get a number check.
The number 2's just pulled in.
I thought Glenister was in trouble. Glenister has retired back to the pits, and I think there's somebody else going in. So we're losing drivers from the front. So it's still Charlton, and who's that? That's the number 11 cart of Alan Kenyon, who moves to the 5th position. So, oh, Miles Murphy. It's Miles Murphy that went off.
No.
There was a cart that was. There was a cart at the side of the circuit at McRae's. Miles Murphy in the Demon Tweek sponsored drive pulls out and is out of the race. And at the same time, James Glenister was looking down. Glenister was looking down at the behind the airbox area of the cart, and he's pulled in to retire. So there may have been retirement. I hope that the two weren't connected, or I hope those two carts didn't connect at some point. Yes, that would be unfortunate. Here's the battle for the lead, but it does look as though Joe Charlton, he's weathered the storm, and he's sort of, he's Cannon all on his own in 3rd position. And I said earlier, the top 5, when they were all together, Cannon, he looked like he was the one that was struggling for pace. But however, he's held his nerve. The cart has stayed together, and he's found himself now all on his own in 3rd position. Both Glenister and Murphy, who showed better pace, I would say, better out-and-out pace, they've both gone now, and he's on his own. So it's now Kelly in 4th, Kenyon in 5th, Ward 6th, Doan 7th, Hasler 8th, Gould 9th, Barber 10th, and Shiner, and that's it. 11 carts still running. Peter Brickcliffe has also retired the number 52 cart, so we're down to 11 with 2.5 minutes to go. Still Joe Charlton leads, but I think Longfield, maybe he hung back for a lap or two, let the tyres cool off again. At least Ashley Lewis on the side has got a friend.
He's got some company now, hasn't he?
Yes, so, two disgruntled drivers watching the last race unfold. But again, 42.91, Kelly into the 42s. How far is Dan Kelly behind his teammate Ryan Cannon? The answer is 1.1 seconds. The two Andy Fairless carts in 3rd and 4th place, but Kelly is the fastest of 2. So 2 minutes to go. Longfield, he seems to have, just taken a couple of laps to let the car's tyres cool off. Now he's going to go again. Charlton, though, has been unshakable.
Yeah, it's been quite tough there at the front. Now, I think what Tom's done is he's seen behind him, he's seen the gap that they've got. Let's not fight at the moment. He's opened up quite a big gap now, I have to say. Hopefully he doesn't need to open up too big of a gap. Or maybe, again, I think there's some psychological warfare going on here. I reckon he's backing off a bit to try and let Charlton relax and think, oh, he's dropping back. Oh, and there's a big gap behind there. Maybe I could cool down a bit now, and then that's where he'll pounce.
Yes, like a cheetah in the long grass.
Yes.
And Charlton is the gazelle.
Yes.
I watch David Attenborough. I know these things. Yes, very good point. But, and of course, but a cheetah's not as fast as these carts. But then again, neither is a gazelle. So here we go. And again, you're right. So now Longfield, he had a really good run through that first chicane. So we've got a minute to go. Longfield's cart, very good through that first chicane. Can he maintain the advantage or maintain that pace through those couple of hairpins? Longfield still right there. Out of Stewart. Down the hill. Towards St John's. Now through Sunny. Waiting to pounce, like you said, Anthony. 30 seconds to go. This race has been going on now for 20 laps, nearly 15 minutes. The top 2 separated by less than a length of a cart.
It's just to see where it's going to happen, isn't it? 15 seconds left on the time. They haven't got the last lap board yet. They will see it this time, and there's the lunge from Longfield. He tried it there on Charlton. It didn't work out, so now Charlton knows he's there, and he's going to step it up a gear, I think.
The gazelle leaps out of the way, and the cheetah is left to lick his wounds and go again, but I think we're going to have a situation where the clock strikes 0 next time around the last lap board. Has Longfield shown his cars just yet? So Charlton is going to be aware, and Charlton is going to get very defensive. Now, if at a track where it's difficult to overtake, it's going to take well, hopefully he's taken a leaf out of the Junior X30 last lap book of lunges. It's going to take, here comes Longfield. Charlton on the brakes early. That's going to affect his run out of the corner, but he gets up to the gears quite quickly. And you can see Longfield now, bang, 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 down to the box, through into Iredale's. And Dan Kelly has caught his teammates, so we could have a change for third as well. So game on for first, game on for third. Charlton very defensive in his Stewart. It's going to mean he's slow on this run down the hill. Is Longfield going to pounce? Charlton defends. It's going to be a crossover move coming out of this corner up to the final turn. Oh, Longfield's on the outside.
He's got the line here. He's going to try and go for the switchback move here. It's going to be a run to the line. Is he going to get it, though?
Oh, Joe Charlton hangs on. Great result for Joe Charlton. And Ryan Cannon holds on to third. Well, Anthony, this is going to be, that was a great race. I mean, Longfield did everything good. And there we go. Bit of sportsmanship there. That's the only handshake you'll see in this paddock all weekend. Everyone is, you can't do the elbow bump when you're sat in a kart because the pods are too wide.
Yes.
But again, that was very good sporting. And again, Charlton, he'll be pleased with that. As the privateer driver, Longfield, again, Longfield in second. So a privateer 1-2. So again, they're getting help from various people, but I mean, they're not in a big team, and they just saw the British Championship privateer entrants have just finished first and second. The two Andy Fairless Racing drivers, Ryan Cannon and Dan Kelly, third and fourth. Cannon just holding off the 2018 champion. Kenyon, Ward and Dones were next. Lee Hasler, after a torrid weekend, comes home eighth, and then it was Daniel Gould and Adam Barber, the rest of the top 10. Chad Shiner also finished 11th after 22 grueling, arduous laps. That was KZ2. Now, Anthony, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch my very athletic legs. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to get the grids for the next 4 races, because Ian Rogers from Motorsport Timing is all on his lonesome down there, and he can't leave the computers. So we need some grids, I would say. It would help.
Yes.
Yeah, so I shall, right, okay, talk amongst yourselves. I shall be back.
Yes, exactly that. And of course, while we have Henry stretch his legs to go get the times, you can see here the drivers here from KZ2, they pull into the scrutineering bay, and of course all the results are coming in now.
The opening round of the KZ2 Championship, the final today. The leading rookie, finishing in 8th place overall, Adam Barber, who is not here. But finishing in 3rd place for the Andy Fairless Racing Team, Ryan Cannon. So well done, Ryan. And Ryan for the Andy Fairless team. Now, the top 2 drivers, both privateer drivers, great to see. Finishing in 2nd place, Tom Longfield. 7th last year, but in his own words, that's just the 6th loser. So does that make you the first loser today? But the winner of the opening round of the 2020 Motorsport UK KZ2 Gearbox Kart Championship, it's privateer driver Joe Charlton. So lead privateer award and the #1 plate trophy after a year away. A fantastic final win, great racing between him and Tom. And there you go, Anthony, take it away.
Thank you very much. We'll wait for the photos to just go away, and then we'll get a quick interview then with our race winner, Joe. Joe, what a fantastic race that was today. It was great to commentate on it, and it looked tough all the way throughout.
Yeah, it's hard to drive a kart round here, well, KZ round here for 15 minutes. We average about 42 gear changes a lap, so it's, yeah, very physical.
42. Now, our man Henry here got the maths wrong. He said 32, so I got it very wrong. 42 it is. 42. 42, very, very wrong. The start of the race as well. Now, we had an extra start lap as well due to the 33 stalling. Now, I think we said it mentally wise. What does that do? You're starting on pole, and then you're about to go, and then you get sent round again.
Well, you just end up going through the same process again, making sure the karts are all warmed up, all the tyres are warm. yeah, you just end up getting to reset. Just as soon as you start off again, you reset, practice your start, and you're comfy again.
Awesome stuff. Well, again, congratulations on the victory. Well done to the top 3.
Thank you.